Greetings. My name is Jace Hargis, and I'd like to take just a few moments and share with you one particular instructional design. The name of the design is Understanding by Design, which is a backward design model by Wiggins and McTighe. This particular model incorporates three major themes, which I'll share with you in just a moment. After completing this module, you should be able to do at least three things, which is first of all create a visual map of your course redesign. That will focus on the three major aspects, which is results, evidence, and of course looking to the active experience planning. In addition to that, the two of the things you should be able to do is to build these active higher level learning outcomes that are appropriately written, and then thirdly, take all of these into consideration when you're redesigning your course using the backward design model. The first step in mapping your course redesign is, of course, looking to identify the desired results, or the outcomes as we call them. The outcomes would be these learning outcomes, and they're measured by looking at three major parts, which is the learner's knowledge, skills, and dispositions. The goal here is to do and provide higher active learning outcomes using Bloom's taxonomy for prompts. Those 6 layers of Bloom's include, first of all, knowledge, with prompts of define and identify. Secondly, we have comprehension, where we use prompts such as describe and summarize. Third is our application, where we develop and solve. Fourth, analysis, which is compare and differentiate. Fifth would be synthesis, so we design and we plan. And finally, evaluation using critiques and appraisals. The next step, step number 2, would be looking to determine acceptable evidence. So this is our assessment phase. For the assessment phase, we look to make sure that we align all of our outcomes with the assessment and make sure that that's clear. Using a lot of formative or in situ, in process assessment to create this bridge between what the students know in the outcomes and the assessments. We use frequently rubrics. These rubrics are basically a set of criteria. You can find a really good rubric generator at the4teachers.org. A quick example might look like this particular one, which has some sort of guidelines. And of course, we always try to use some authentic assessment, which includes things like project-based, experiential, and inquiry-based learning. The third and final one is the actual planned learning experience. This, of course, the learning experience should align with the outcomes. It should be engaging for the learners. I have a list of about 240 active learning techniques. A few of the major ones include something like a 1-minute paper. In this, they basically are allowed some time and a prompt to reflect and summarize some of the thoughts in a particular class. The second one might be the muddiest point, where they're looking to items that are unclear to them. A third example would be a think, pair, share. This increases their metacognitive abilities to synthesize and summarize. And then, of course, there are concept mapping techniques. And finally, another example would be creating a commercial which summarizes their thoughts. The next steps after these three would basically to try to incorporate what I would term appropriate, relevant, meaningful technology, or what I call ARM technology. This comes in the form these days of mobile technology, mobile devices, providing a lot of Web 2 and 3.0 opportunities for students to engage inside, out of class, synchronous, asynchronous, between the professor and students. And then finally develop that syllabus. So thank you very much for your time. I hope this was of some value. I know it was quick, less than 5 minutes. Once again, my name is Jace Hargis, and this was Understanding by Design by Wiggins and McTighe.